Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night wherever you may be. Stamp collecting is fun. Hello to all you stamp pickers, and greetifications to you all, whatever time of day and wherever you are on this wild and wacky planet. So, what have we got today? Well, watching TV is fun, uh, but collecting stamps is funner. Indeed, it is, and George is here messing about with stamps. And another person is here watching TV. No, it seems to have just finished. Adolf the Mouse is there. All is well in the world, apart from my sinuses, and it's time to look at some stamps. So I've been into the Fox box, and I pulled out a little envelope of stamps, which me and George are going to look at, but not on his table, on mine. So what have I got here? Well, I've got this sort of sachet of them. PA22 Bahawalapur, Pakistan, Bangladesh. So those are the three countries or regions that these stamps are from. Allegedly, but only allegedly. So we'll tip some out. We'll tip a few out, with plenty more besides, and see what and if we do have Bahawalpur, Pakistan and Bangladesh stamps. Well, here we've got a beautiful stamp. Cancel to order. A Cinderella, probably. Not postally used. Vietnam, purely to make money off the West. Maybe. And maybe it goes that away. I don't know. It could go anyway. I think a lot of these will be Cinderellas. What have we got here? We've got the Yemen. So a sporty type. Cancelled to order. Mexico World Cup 1970. Italy versus Brazil. That looks a bit like a footballer there. So that would be of interest to, say, an Italian supporter. Next we've got Royal Burundi. Again, it looks like cancelled to order and Royal de Burundi. Yeah, I've heard of the country, but I've never heard it called that. Here we've got Mongolia, mint by the look of it. Bit of a nick, a bend in it, so that's why it's probably in this. Vietnam, more sport. More cancelled to order. Buchin. So we got some hockey, ice hockey going on. In Vietnam, who knew they even had ice? Now here we got a CCCP, Russia, USSR, I would say, stamp. So that's going to be kept out because I do collect Russians. Stamps, I mean. Next up, we've got another strange shape. This is a triangle, though, as if you didn't know. This is, whoa, I'm not sure what you would call that shape. It's Mongolia. It is cancelled to order. It is a Cinderella, to all intents and purposes. This may not be. Liberia airmail. That is worth keeping out and putting in a book, because I don't think I've got a Liberia one as such. Certainly not airmail. And it's actually printed in the United Kingdom. By Waterloo and Sons Limited in London. So how about that? Possibly cancelled to order rather than used, but I think that is up in the air a little bit. Hadramaut, I've never even heard of the country. Mongolia again, some nice creatures that they produce. Big old colourful stamps, Republic of Guinea. I mean, these are the sort of stamps you would get in those little sachets that you would buy in, by the fair, on the beach, on the prom, in newsagents. I don't even know what's going on with that. I can see nothing that identifies that, apart from it's not something I want in my collection. More sports. Magyar Post. So, is Magyar, is this a Cinderella? I'm going to pass on it. I'm not going to dwell on that, but Republic of Guinea again. Magyar, so that is becoming a bit of a collection in itself. I'll keep that out just for giggles. And there's a third. So we've got 3 of those. Let's go a bit little less. Yeah, we got skiing now in Vietnam. It's all getting a little bit silly. Magyar Post, this is Ants Ferenc. They're too big for. I like small stamps that have been on envelopes and the like. Now this is interesting. Again, it's Russia, 1991. It's got Christmas. I didn't think they like Christmas too much. Not sure, but I'm going to keep it out because it's Russia. Tanzania. Oh, beautiful, big, fat, juicy bird. I suspect this is another CCCP. No, it isn't. It's Hadramaut. Magyar Post. So Munchen 1971. I'll keep it out. Mongolia diving or swimming. Tokyo Olympics. Produced purely, Torval and Dean there. Produced purely for the Olympics to create money, to go towards public finances. Mongolia. I mean, these are not. I mean, this I suspect could be. Is this Netherlands? That is possibly worthy also of keeping out. I think this has been collected as and put in this envelope purely because they are basically the same sort of stuff. That's fairly interesting. IQ. Yeah, Arthur Bertrand. France, I would say, that is. So that's keep outable. Yeah. Excuse me, I just wiped my nose. My sinuses are really bad with the change in the weather. Well, let's go little bit deeper and see if there's anything of any significance here. Bhutan, Guinea featuring a lot. Magyar Post. I would say mostly. Oh, look at that beautiful tiger there. Tanzania, 8 shillings. Cancel to order. That is the shape of it. It's not the camera angle. That is the shape. Like a rhomboid or I don't even know the name of the shape. Magyar again. So people, roses. Magyar again. I think Hungary was struggling for money and thought, well, we'll make some stamps. And get a bit of income from those in the West who are forced to buy stamps, who have an obsession. This is better. Bhopal State Postage. I think that's quite an interesting stamp. 1943 service. That is stamp of the day, I think. Bhopal, where that terrible tragedy happened back in the 70s. The nuclear power plant blew up. This is 6 pies. State postage, so it was a state within India. So keep that out. Mexico World Cup 1970. You know what? People collect football, so you know, they would be wanting these as they came out. This is the Yemen again. So here we've got Sweden. I don't know what to put in that. Come on, give me a good old stamp. What's this here? I don't believe that is a Cinderella. I believe that is a stamp, but it's too big for my collection. I prefer stamp size rather than huge beasts. And some people do go mental for, you know, the triangular ones. I don't. I think they're untidy and they don't sit very well. This is Grenada, a festival of the revolution. Oh yeah. This is quite interesting. So we got a perf. This is, I've not seen one of these types before, so someone's been thoughtful again. Again, it's Saudi. You see the perf there. It is Olympian. It deserves to go back in the envelope that it came from. Qatar? No, Mongolia. Mongolia boxing. Cuba 6, USSR 1, GDR 1. And there's another of those. Perfed. I mean, you can imagine all the perfs as that was printed out on a sheet. You can see why I'm attracted to old ones. These new ones don't really give me any buzz. I'm not drawn to any of them. I am drawn when I see. I mean, it is cancelled to order, but it is the USSR. So it has to stay out and be kept and be placed. Am I looking at anything else? Well, we got a British. We got British football there, so we got the Union Jack. We got Bobby Charlton as the iconic figure there. So that's fairly interesting. I've not seen that. So what they're doing is they're picking the countries who have qualified. Of course, Great Britain didn't qualify for the World Cup. It was England, and that's not the England flag. That is the British flag. They also, yeah, they're playing against some Brazil. I don't know. You know, they're trying but failing miserably. Is there anything else in here? I suspect they're all basically the sort of same. So we'll leave it at that for now. These will return from whence they came. There's a couple of interesting ones for me. That's less of interest, but we'll go into the USSR collection, as will that. Here I've got Liberia Airmail. That's quite an interesting stamp. It's unfortunate that the cancel seems a little bit contrived. It's not normal. This, meanwhile, is much better. Shah Jahan. 22nd of June 43, the Bhopal State Postage. That stamp of the day. I also like the French Heart, not because it's a particularly nice stamp, but it's genuine. So I don't believe any of these are genuine stamps. This is patently genuine. And finally, moments, the Netherlands stamp here, that sneaked in this collection, I believe, because of the triangle thing. But this is a genuine stamp that has been postally used. 13th of the 7th. Well, it says 1936 on the stamp. Could be, but I think it's later than that. Not sure. Anyway, we'll call it that for now. What we'll do is no, I'm not going back to watching television. I'm going to sort my stamps out, put these ones back that I don't want, put the Russian ones where they should be, add that to a place where it can be kept and enjoyed. What's this? Oh yeah, this was the other. A Christmas USSR stamp. Boom, brother. 1991. That's it for now. Have a fantastic day. Hope my sinuses clear up soon. Hope you're having a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.